Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about the Earth Dragon. Due to popular demand, I came up with a second version of this deck, and again I am keeping it as aggressive as possible. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's get started with my lands. So I am running a total of 34. It is a mix of basics and shock lands because I cannot afford those really expensive dual lands. So let's get started. So I'm running 3 mountains, and of course I'm trying to run the new planet ones from the Ufinity set. They're just gorgeous. I got lucky enough to pull a bunch of them. So 3 mountains, 2 forests, 3 swamps, 2 plains, and I'm working on it, trying to get the other one. 2 islands, and the special ones: unclaimed territories, command tower of course, exotic orchard, reflecting pool, city of brass, path of ancestry, ancient ziggurat, heaven of the spirit dragon, the world tree, and I got lucky enough to pull these one and the other one I'm going to show you next, stomping ground. They're a must now. Llanowar waste, dragonskull suimmit, temple garden, cave of koilos, yavimaya coast, sea of clouds, cascade bluffs, steam vents, watery grave, hollow fountain, and godless shrine. So a lot of people have questioned me about why I'm running basics. 1, I cannot afford all the shock lands, and 2, I just found a way to just search for it, and I kind of really like the planet ones, so I'm just, adding them for flavor due to the Earth Dragon being like this, by the lore, being this gigantic space dragon. So yeah. Okay, so for artifacts I'm only running 7. I'm running expedition map, arcane signet, dragon's hoard, herald's horn, lightning greaves, chromatic lantern for mana fixing, and soul ring. And that's about it for my artifacts. Not really, anything crazy. Just cost reduction and land searching, but here you go. For instance, same thing as my artifacts, not too many. As you can see, eladamri's call, cyclonic rift, and Sarkhan's triumph. That's basically it for my instances. Of course, board removal, and of course 2 tutors for my dragons. Very handy cards, of course. So let's move on. Now for my sorceries. This is a new addition, Bring to Light. It's pretty damn good, actually. At first it was a bit confusing, but once I get the hang of it, I can get dragons out pretty quickly with this card. Crux of Fate, Search of Tomorrow, Cultivate, Farseek, Rampage Growth, and Kodama's Reach. Again, I'm running basics, so I'm running these ones so I can search for my basic land cards, and of course the other dual ones here and there. But yeah, it's just all about mana ramping for my sorceries, and of course your board wipe. Let's continue on with enchantments. I only run 7 of them, but they're pretty damn deadly in this deck. Dragon Tempest is a must. I am trying to get an ancient gold dragon. You roll that d20, you get those little dragons in, and then you start pinging your opponent to death with them. Sneak attack, pay 1 red, summon as many dragons as possible. Prismatic Bridge, and upkeep, you summon a dragon. Temur Ascendancy, give them haste, and you drop, and you of course this is your card that you want to get to for your drop power. Lurking Predators, pretty damn good. When an opponent casts a spell, you look at the top card, same thing as Prismatic Bridge. These 2 in combination, pretty deadly. Banner of Rebirth, this is to protect your dragons from people trying to target them with other spells. If they kill a dangerous dragon, well, you just summon another one, probably even more dangerous than the one previous. And Smothering Tide, we're in Canada, so taxes. And moving on, we have Planeswalkers. I only run 3. We have Kioria, Behemoth Begoner. I'm gonna butcher names because English is my second language. Sarkhan the Unbroken. Pretty good card. Get that 1 mana because sometimes you need that 1 mana to go off. This guy will provide that. And of course my favorite my favorite Planeswalker, Savitri, Dragon Master. Pretty deadly card sometimes because she's a tutor for your dragons and also a propaganda, so people can attack you unless they pay 2 life actually. So, and if you manage to alter, well, search all your dragon creatures. pretty cool, and also beautiful card too. Okay, so now let's get to the good stuff. The dragons themselves and dragon support cards. So rock the Dragon Claw, one of my new cards. This spell can be countered, and creature spells I control cannot be countered, on top of giving my dragons trample. So pretty deadly. Savage Vedma. Skill Nurturer. Oh, out of focus there. Udvara Hellkite, pretty deadly card. Per dragon that attacks, you get to make a 6/6 token. Bird's Paradise, self-explanatory. Dragonlord Similar, pretty funny card. Summon it, take control of a creature. So usually I wait for people to summon their commanders, and it is my commander. Veladros, Witherbloom, pretty good card. If you're not scared to pay the 10 life, you can just untap your lands and go off again. That's usually a win con for me sometimes. Ramos the Dragon Engine, pretty cool. Again, this is a pretty aggressive build, so you must have a Silver Bright Spear. Gives your dragons double strike. One of my new cards, Rivers of the Claw. I'm gonna go over a combo I had the other day with this guy. It was pretty deadly, and it is a great card for the Ur Dragon. Tiamat, the Queen. So Simulacrum, as some people call it, Pepsi Man. Numot the Devastator for those landfall decks. Get their lands away. Hellkite Charger. So I don't have the card for this to go infinite, but I'm working on it. So basically, Aggravated Assault, Hellkite Charger, and Savage Vedma, infinite attack phases. Kaluth Onvile Ancient, one of my favorite cards. Just love the way this card looks. It gives you mana, you can use it to cast spells. I am working also on adding another card in here that will help me keep that mana. So that's probably going to be version 3 of this video. Autarka Whirlender, Flying and Trample. The Scourge of the Thrones, you know, for those cocky players that think they have a lot of life. Well, I got news for you. This one's coming for you. Deathbringer Regent. Board Wipe for your deck. Kaiga the Tide Star. Another card that I like to have in this deck because I can just sacrifice with another card I have to do damage to an opponent, and I get to take their creatures. So it's pretty deadly. Everybody's favorite, Terror of the Peaks. Whenever I summon a dragon, it does damage equivalent to that dragon's power. Dragon Master Outcast. This one is one of my favorite cards. I get to summon my Ur Dragon for 1 turn. It gives me a huge bonus by summoning my Ur Dragon, attacking with it, and getting that draw, getting that permanent in. Pretty awesome. Thrakus the Butcher, pretty deadly card as well. Again, I'm trying to end my opponent as quickly as possible. When this creature attacks, it doubles the power of my dragon. That and Sylvie Bright Spear with all my dragons is game over. Silver Reknar, that is to protect my dragons. Sign of the Ur Dragon. Balefire Dragon, one of my first cards that I ever bought. I still have it. It's it's pretty fun to deal with token decks with this guy. One swing and they're all dead. And one of my favorite cards, well, I mean, I have a lot of favorite dragons, but this one has won me so many games. Miram Sentinel Wyvern, or sorry, Miram Sentinel Worm. It has War 2, and it makes a token, and it gets rid of the legendary rule for your dragons, so I can have multiple Ur Dragons. Goldspawn Dragon, or as people like to call him, the Fat Boy. Well, my friends do anyways. Fairbear Elder, Mana Fixing. Realm Walker, I am iffy about this card. It does give me that additional, basically, card, quote unquote, on my hand. I can just see the top card of my library, and I can play it if it's a creature card. So it is pretty useful sometimes. I'm still iffy. I might switch it out. Okay, I'm still gonna butcher this name, so I'm just gonna call him Maw Flames. Everybody is pretty scared of this guy because he does a lot of damage when it attacks, and on top of his additional damage to other targets. Another fun card, Zeotora, the Incinerator. And of course, Kali the Vast. You attack with her, you get a nice free summon an attacking dragon at your opponents. Dragonlord Dramoka, Lifelink, cannot be countered. This is for mono decks. You pay 2 and 1 black, and yeah, you get rid of their hand basically. And now cost reduction, you have dragonskull servant, dragon speaker shaman, and morofond boundless, sorry. And yeah, now let's move on to combos. Alright, so let's go over some combos. I'll just go over some of my favorite ones. So this one's pretty, I wouldn't say iffy, but if you have the mana and you have the resources, I mean, this is over a couple turns, of course, you won't be able to summon all of these at once. Silver Bright Spear, Drakis, and Hellkite Cursor. You have these two out, doubles the power and gives them double strike. You summon Hellkite Cursor, you summon Dragon for free, with haste, game over. So it is a pretty deadly combo, and I just love this. So here's a funny one for you guys. Throw the Peaks and Mirror. So Mirror will copy any dragon entering. So you summon her first, throw the Peaks, you have two of them. Anything that enters will be doing double the damage on top of having an additional copy of it. So in combination with this guy, you can sacrifice the tokens and you'll do additional damage to your opponent and get mana in return. And if you really want to be that player, if you have of course the additional mana without a Hellkite, every time it attacks or any dragon attacks, you create a 6/6 dragon token. So guess what? They'll be taking 12 damage every time you summon that extra token. So again, I'm just going for super aggressive play, and I hope I can help you guys make your dragon as aggressive as mine. And I have one more combo to go over, which is one of my favorite ones that I just discovered, and that is these two guys. So Rivers of the Claw and Sign of the Dragon. So as you know, Sign of the Dragon will send one dragon from your library into the graveyard. However, with this guy on the field, you can actually summon the dragon that you sent out to the graveyard back with them, on top of giving you 2 additional mana to use to cast the dragon. So this was a pretty fun card, because if I don't have the means to a dragon that I need in my hand, send it to the graveyard and summon it. Pretty fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe. I'll definitely be posting more stuff, because I've seen that a lot of people really liked my dragon video previously, and I have a bunch of decks that I want to show off to you guys. So thank you for watching.